Hello and welcome to another update video about Kadena. Kadena I started to cover here on this channel when we were around $16, $16.50, maybe slightly below that. I did buy at the time at that level and haven't bought since, but I kept what I bought, and since then we did in the first instance move all the way up to $28, nearly a 2x. Then we started to sell off here in an ABC correction, came all the way down to below $10 even in that strong sell-off. And now we are moving up again very strongly again. We've broken that downtrend. You can see that wide descending trend line here to the downside. We did break that to the upside very recently here a few days ago. We broke above all the daily EMAs here on the EMA ribbon, and we are comfortably moving through the fibs here. In that move down to around $6, we actually came all the way down even slightly lower than the 0.786 fib level. I think what we did overall here was a strong move to the upside, probably a first main wave here in my view. We then moved down in a wave 2, came down all the way to a ideal target level actually for a wave 2, which makes me more confident that this could have actually been a wave 2. And now we are moving up here in a wave 3. The wave 3 could normally get to the 1.618, at least the 1.618 Fibonacci extension level at $45, but more likely the 200% at $56.50 and maybe even at $73.85. So these are the three key fib levels I'll be watching next year. I think they could all three realistically be reached. The reason why Kadena is now pumping so much, after this strong sell-off, is because in the first wave we made such a strong move to the upside. So what normally then happens, you get in a wave 2, you get your, you come down quite strong as well, basically because the fib levels are so much extended, especially in the crypto market you can find that. That is why prices are so volatile. And now in the next move up then, the prices seek these fib levels again, and we want to get to the 1.618 at least. So it needs to be strong, it needs to move up quickly. For example, Phantom is doing something similar at the moment, moving up very strongly. And that is because all the cryptos that did a very, very strong move up here, and they are selling off now that strongly, they're trying to get up to these levels again. And I would imagine that Cardano will do something similar, for example, doing this, So that is quite interesting. Now we're moving here through the fibs. We recently broke above the 0.5 fib level. The next target would be here, the 0.382 fib level at $17.67. This is the next one. I think we are going to move there anyway. We are now in this level. I think we could find some resistance there, basically because we are getting close to the overbought range on the daily. Well, we are not there yet, but as soon as you get there, I think you could face some resistance that could match that $17.67 level. When we reach it, that we find some resistance, maybe move down to the previous fib level here at 1436 before we then do some continuation here. It's looking good for Kadena. I think also here on the daily, the MACD has made a bullish cross. And if we take a look here on the weekly, we can also see that we are not in the overbought range anymore. I think, I can't remember, I didn't watch the videos again. It's been a while, but I think I made you aware here when we were overbought on the weekly that we need to be careful, that there will be a strong rejection coming or a strong retracement, and we did see that. We brought the RSI down into the bullish range below the overbought level again, therefore, we can now, we have space to move up here. What we need to avoid is a bearish crossover on the MACD. I think we are going to avoid it. As you can see here, we were about to cross bearish, but because the price has now gone up strongly, this could be avoided. So that is very good, very healthy. We talked about the daily, so let's take a look on the 4-hour chart. Here on the 4-hour chart, you are now overbought, and you can already see the first red candle. Here we did retrace, as I said, we did already retrace nearly all the way back to the previous fib level here, the 0.5 fib level at 1436. Didn't quite get there, but I think the price will now struggle to move higher until the 4-hour RSI is down a little bit. So anybody who thinks about getting in, I would wait a little bit until the 4-hour RSI is brought down a little bit. Not too much, but we need to get below the overbought range, I think, because it is quite high for a 4-hour RSI at the moment. The MACD is pushing high, which is good. And I overall would expect certainly higher prices for Kadena. I mean, it has a lot of potential as well. And what we are going to see next year is the KDX Decentralized exchange, very interesting because it's gas free. Yeah, Kadena is basically gas free anyway. That would be very interesting, especially as I'm looking further into passive income and, you know, sort of farming, staking, whatever. So that will be interesting next year. I'll certainly keep close to it. I didn't do any further research on KDAX, to be honest, but it's something that's going to come next year. Let me know if you've heard about KDAX, what you think about it. I would need to do some more research, but it's still a few months away anyway, I think. But we can join the Discord. I think I might actually do that. You can see the tokenomics here, the roadmap, yeah, so this is coming as well, which is healthy for Kadena. It makes the tokens more, you know, there will be more demand for Kadena, and we need DEXs on Kadena. Yeah, certainly. It's still a very young project, but a really good team. You know, I like the fundamentals of Kadena. Yes, there is some criticism, but you know, for most projects there is some criticism, so wouldn't be too worried about that. I mean, do your own research. The research I did, I'm happy with Kadena. I think it has a lot of potential. Yes, it's maybe one of the more risky projects compared to one of the top 10 ones, but you know, that is just how it is, and therefore you can also expect some greater returns. But that's no financial advice. Everybody needs to come to their own decisions and conclusions. But yeah, I think we can see here some stronger moves up. What we need to be careful of is I think we can expect here some moves up, but we also need to be careful that if Bitcoin really does that move around here, then Kadena could even drop to that level again, maybe even lower. We need to be aware of that. So because as you might know, if you follow my Bitcoin videos, you might know that I am expecting actually another sell-off for Bitcoin. And in that scenario here, what we would see is that we would have a retracement here, that we would now expect the price to go up based on the Fibonacci retracement levels all the way into this area here between 1740 and 2378, yeah, before we then move down once more. And I think in that move down, what we could actually see is the 0.887 fib level at 350. So this is, for actually, to be honest, probably my primary scenario, and that would indicate that we actually haven't closed off the wave 2 yet. Yeah, so I think it's actually the more likely one, moving up here and then moving down once more again together with Bitcoin. Then if this is going to play out with Bitcoin, I am quite confident it will, but you know, I understand not everybody is for that, but that would be then that pattern that we would see here, move up into this area here, and then move down. And depending on where you got in, I would personally set some stop losses if that is, you know, whatever you prefer to do. And then I think we would come down once more. The 0.887 fib level would be a very, very important one, where we could get on down to before we then move up in a wave 3 early next year, maybe Q1, Q2 next year. Probably rather end of Q1, beginning of Q2, I think. We need to be prepared for this scenario, yeah, but I think after the wave 2, definitely we are going to see that wave 3. This could just be a temporary push to the upside before we then see a final sell-off. That would in that case then be that wave C, and possibly that would then be the wave A. Wave B would be that, so something like that, yeah. So we just need to be prepared for that. It would actually make more sense from that Bitcoin point of view as well, yeah. No, these are not the best news, but after this we are going to see here the third wave to the upside. So yeah, there could be lower prices coming. I just want to make you aware and sensitize you for this scenario. It's all based on the Bitcoin scenario as well. Would Kadena be able to outperform Bitcoin if Bitcoin was moving down? I don't think so. I think it can outperform Bitcoin, but not if Bitcoin drops to an area of 20 to 29k as I expected. Don't think that Kadena will move up, you know, as a sort of a lone wolf to the upside here. But it doesn't matter, you know, this is still going to play out over the next few months. I think both scenarios point here to higher levels, but first, before we see that, I think we would see lower prices even. You know, and again, I could be wrong, but that is what I see in the Bitcoin chart, and that is what then would make sense here from this point of view as well, to be honest. Will be interesting what is going to play out. Nevertheless, these are the prices that I would expect next year, around 45, 56, or even all the way up to $73. Certainly in this in this level here, in these levels here, somewhere there. Yeah, it's a large field, but that is just purely what it is because the fib levels are so extended, but certainly at least 45. And from that point of view, I think any purchase down here in the current price range would make sense. Yeah. Because even if we bought at $20, that would be a good investment till next year. Could easily double the money. But again, no financial advice. Personally, I bought here at 1650. Not gonna take any profits from that. I think that has gone into my long-term hodl portfolio. What I might do if the price is going to drop once more, then I'm going to go into some shorter-term trades to try to get some more Kadena down here before we then move up. Hopefully you liked the update about Kadena. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.